remember to come back to silence. You don't really get the fullness of the music unless you come back to silence. Indeed, you don't really get the fullness of the music unless you begin in silence. Because just as all our movement begins and returns to stillness, so our sound, our singing begins in silence and ends in silence. And the fullness of the music is embraced in silence. So in the silence, one voice at a time, anybody who had an epiphany or noticed anything that they'd like to share with the group as they were exploring their voice in the various sizes and shapes of this great cavity that we're in.
Well, there's a wonderful place down there where if you stick your nose right into the end of it and hit a low note, it's just huge.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you notice that some notes, some pitches, are just so enhanced by the particular piece of the cave that we are in. And then we go somewhere else, and it's another note that really blossoms in that space. Yeah. Anyone else?
There was a hole here in this wall, and when your voice is there, you feel like you're just surrounded by your own voice,
Yeah.
and it's stronger than than it normally is, I guess. So it was very rich, and as you say, it blossoms. It seems to blossom and sound a lot better.
Blossom or bloom is a very good word to use for what happens to our voice and certain acoustics. Anyone else? Lots of folks up there.
I found that singing into the holes was extremely powerful.
Yeah.
Into the small holes or the small crevices.
Yeah.
And if you put your ear to the small holes, you could hear the sound vibrating in the rock.
Yeah. So one of the things that we're going to be doing in a little while when we get into that widest space of the cave, where we'll all be more or less able to look at one another as we make sound, I'm going to be encouraging you to go around sticking your head into the various cavities of the rock and just noticing how things change there.